Oh man, it is so frustrating.
How's it growing? Today we'll take you to the Urban Farming Institute to explore what works and doesn't work to keep iguanas out of our gardens. And then we'll check out innovative strategies of the Community Garden Center and the Rare Fruit and Vegetable Council of Broward. And what stopped this iguana from climbing that tree? Wait till you see this.
It pinched a loaf by the pool again. Just shoot it with the pellet gun.
Pinched a loaf?
You know, it defecated.
Today we're focused on repellents, barriers, not killing anything. But there are things you should know before you go killing iguanas. Otherwise you could be charged with cruelty to animals,
landing you in prison and slapping you with a hefty fine.
So we'll get into that later. Let's start by discussing these reptile invaders, which are native to South and Central America. Since they are herbivores, their diets consist of leaves, fruits, and flowers. Iguanas are the largest problem for many South Florida gardeners, making it extremely challenging to grow food or even have a flower garden.
They can be so destructive and such a pain in the
As we were saying, in addition to eating plants and flowers, they are known to dig holes in our lawns and gardens, as well as defecate in and around our swimming pools.
They're known to carry and spread salmonella in the pool and in the veggie garden, and that's concerning.
Because iguanas are great climbers, standard fences do nothing to keep them out of our gardens.
Unless it's an electrified fence.
Okay, you're getting ahead of me, and you do that a lot.
Oh, sorry, man.
Iguanas pose a serious threat to South Florida's ecosystem for two main reasons. First, their breeding capabilities and longevity. An iguana can live up to 20 years.
Some experts say 30 years.
And a female iguana will typically lay between 14 and 76 eggs in a clutch.
A clutch?
Yeah, that's each time she lays eggs. Secondly, there are no natural predators in an urban area.
Oh, it's time to get out that pellet gun.
Okay, iguana killing is not the topic of this video, but since you brought this up, let's address it. When it comes to invasive species, personally, I would rather live in peace with them, if they're not causing harm.
If? That's not the case with this lizard.
Which are notorious for defecating in and around our swimming pools and veggie gardens.
I'm not okay with salmonella-contaminated feces.
And Dr. William Kern of University of Florida's Research and Education Center warns about iguanas spreading salmonella and how it poses a health risk. Because of the urgent threat to our ecosystem, the Florida Fish and Wildlife is encouraging residents to kill them as humanely as possible. But keep in mind that animal cruelty carries a maximum 1-year prison sentence
and a $5,000 fine.
For more on that, check out the Sun Sentinel and Miami Herald links in the description. Alright, let's talk about some practical and effective methods to protect your gardens from iguanas, such as fencing, repellents, and scare tactics.
I've heard that pinwheels, hanging CDs, and wind chimes work.
Okay, but your neighbors may not appreciate those.
It was actually the Florida Fish and Wildlife that mentioned the hanging CDs and wind chimes.
Now let's head over to the Urban Farming Institute, just a mile away from here in Oakland Park. UFI is dedicated to inspiring and educating gardeners, scientists, students, farmers, and youth.
Throughout the garden, there's various methods to protect from iguanas, and some of our gardeners have chosen a more harder plastic, a wraparound, and we're finding that this type of protection is a little too sturdy for the iguanas, meaning they will climb it and they will get in.
So at UFI, we've done a lot of studies, a lot of experimenting on iguana prevention. What we found, really what the most effective is the bird netting. And this is a good application of the bird netting. We found at least 4 feet high is completely effective. But the important thing about the bird netting is that it has to be loose, it can't be taut, and it also needs to be double, because the fear the iguana has of being entrapped in the netting is what the prevention is. And so this is a good application of it. It's the right height. This garter has gone a little bit over and they have a cover on it. That's fine. That's probably more for shade. But what doesn't really work is you do have bird netting here, but you can see, it's just one strand, and it's not going to be as big of a prevention as having the double strand. And make sure it's loose.
But of course, when you surround your bed with bird netting, the question is, how do you get into it? How do you maintain it? So what I came up with was a system made out of bamboo where the top rail drops down. And by doing that, it gives you full access around the bed. You can do this same system with PVC.
This is a common material that we see in the garden, and we see this on just in several beds that are within here. It is not a material that we would recommend for iguana prevention. It's too thick. They can easily climb on it. If there's enough air gap under the bottom, then they will actually go through the bottom. This gardener's being successful with it because he's gone with a full canopy and really trying his best to make this a sealed off enclosure. The simplest method to prevent iguanas is the use of bird netting doubled over at a height of 4 feet, and make sure that the material is left loose and billowy. And this is a really strong inhibitor and very effective.
So for our vertical growing system, our hydroponic system, we did have issues with iguanas. And one of the main reasons we had issues with iguanas climbing the towers is because of our catch buckets at the bottom. So the bottom bucket was used as leverage for the iguanas to climb and then eat the vegetables in the tower. And you can see this bucket here has a lot of scrapes in it from the iguanas. So what we did was we removed the black buckets from the towers, from the catch bottom part of the pole. We removed a bucket, a fourth bucket. So this actually will keep the iguanas. The iguanas can't reach to climb up.
I was also impressed with what I found at the Southwest Ranches. Here, the Rare Fruit and Vegetable Council of Broward built these durable cages that you can easily lift off for planting, garden maintenance, and harvesting. They use zip ties to secure the barrier to the PVC framing.
Or you could use bamboo instead of PVC.
Sure, but this bamboo might be a bit too big.
You could use chicken wire, or at least something with holes big enough for the pollinators to go through. A lot of people say dogs are great deterrents.
But cats can be great for this too. Let's go to Wilton Manors to hear from Jeffrey Davey, one of the co-owners of the new Community Garden Center. And after this, you'll see what is stopping this iguana from climbing up that tree.
My business partner and I opened up this garden center about 2 months ago. And one of our biggest challenges when we first opened were iguanas, because we carry a lot of iguana-loving plants. So we went to the Humane Society, and since we've had the cats, we have not seen one iguana. No sign of iguanas. Cats patrol the property all day long. We have them inside at night, and it has worked like a charm.
My beautiful garden girl, Kiki, patrols the garden boxes, while our other cats patrol the front.
Yeah, when it's convenient for them.
But don't just get a dog or cat for this reason.
Here it comes, the PSA, folks.
Most of us are already aware, however, as a huge animal lover, I need to point out that many dogs and cats need homes and must be given the proper care, love, food, and water.
We love our kitties. So what stopped that iguana from going up the tree?
Yes, Brian Rosado, who services South Florida, has this product that prevents iguanas and rats from climbing trees.
And it's one of our tree wraps. This tree wrap over here, you can barely see it, but it's wrapping this palm tree and nullifying the ability for iguanas and rats to climb up into the canopy and destroy whatever foliage you have on your property. It's durable. It's not going to last 2 to 3 months. This is going to be a 6 to 8 year product.
Brian also does trapping and removal. You can find his contact information in the video description.
No deterrent is 100% effective, demonstrated by the fact that iguanas often go unnoticed by our cats in our thick landscaping. Combining various deterrents can boost success rates.
There are a few iguana repellent products on the market. I have tried this, I haven't tried the others, so I can't speak for those. They say that Iguanagon is all natural, and it has worked pretty well for me in our landscaping with a few downsides.
Well, it's a bit pricey, it stinks, it's not 100% effective, and you have to reapply it after it rains.
Other than that, it's the best iguana repellent I know of. I could be wrong about this, but in my experience, it seems like iguanas get used to the smell, so I cycle off of it until iguanas become a problem again in the landscaping. Now they have Iguanagon Plus, which I have not tried. Of course, you could try electrified fence around your property, and this is one of the many options we have and one of the greatest challenges. Sand is another major challenge. In this other video, I explore how sand can function as a loam and making it easier to grow food. And how is that even possible? I'll have a link in the description if you don't see the link up here. Also, check out the new website, stagsurbanharvest.com, for more garden tips to help you grow organic food regeneratively, even in a challenging environment like South Florida. Are you ready? Do it. Live regeneratively and let's grow together.